Hi, and welcome back to the Jen and Sean Show. This is a podcast even, where your host, Sean.
Oh, me, Jen.
We visit hotspots around Melbourne, Australia, and now also interstate and sometimes overseas. And we give you our hot take on whether it's worth your while or not. Whether it's a must-do list when in Melbourne, whether you're a local or a visiting tourist. We really give our sort of insights, whether you should go, making it the most of your time, most of your money, and really just seeing if you really want to go. And then we give our kind of impression of all that.
Yeah.
Sound about right?
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant. Well, today's podcast is an interstate visit that we did a couple of months ago now. We went to the Tara Festival, or the Tara Camel races, more to the point.
I think it's actually called the Tara Festival of Camels. I could be right. I'll look that up and clarify before we post.
I'm happy with that. That sounds really official and really cool, actually. Let me just tell you a little bit about what the Tara Festival is about.
Did you research?
A little bit, yeah. So
Alright.
I do a little bit of the, what do I call it?
Half-assed
internet research about it. The Tara Festival, it says it's a unique event held every 2 years. It features a genuine camel race meet that, according to this, showcases the diverse culture of the Tara region. I think it does actually nail that.
Yeah.
This festival is the town's signature event, which kind of makes sense, attracting visitors from across Australia. The town's population normally is around, I'm going to say, 3,000 people, 4,000 people.
You didn't research that?
I kind of did, but then I lost my notes. So I'm going to say that there's about 4,000 people. The Tara Camel Race Festival, or whatever we're calling it, attracted around 250,000, I think.
No, it was like 15,000.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. I think it was 15,000. This was the first time they'd sold out.
I'm going to say it was more than 15,000. We'll come back and there'll probably be a little note
put
at
a
the bottom
note
there to tell you
at the
exactly
bottom
how
of the
many
screen
people ended
to
up
say how
turning
many,
up.
but they did sell out. That was the first time ever.
Yeah. We spent 4 days in Tara with 2 days dedicated to the festival. Some friends joined us on the day and participated in a whole manner of events that they actually put on. One of those was the Festivals of the Field.
No, Fashions on the Field.
Fashions of the Field? Oh, yeah, that probably makes a little bit more sense, doesn't it?
You and your festivals. It's Fashions on the Field. It's like...
Festivus. Every day's a Festivus.
It's like at the Melbourne Cup where they do Fashions on the Field, but it was Tara.
Okay.
It was a big deal.
The festival itself offered a lot of different activities, not just camel races or getting dressed up. It had yabby races.
I was going to say yabby races.
Which was excellent. I'd never seen anything like it before in my life. They had chainsaw sculpting, food trucks, roving country singers, and an evening concert, which was probably their big event because it had, what was his name? Troy Daly?
No, Lee Kernaghan.
Lee Kernaghan. I'm not.
You're all over this today, aren't you?
It's Sunday. I'm still dusty. Leave me alone.
There was 2 or 3 different stages throughout the actual grounds, and they had different musical acts going all through the day. Then they had ones at night, and I think the school kids got up there and did something, and yeah, it was good.
Do it for the kids, people.
Yes.
Right. With that in mind, the Tara is located 4 hours west of Brisbane?
About 4.5.
4.5 hours west of Brisbane. Brisbane from Melbourne in itself is a 3-hour flight.
2.5-hour flight.
Who's doing the research here?
Clearly not you.
Not me. 2.5-hour flight from Melbourne, 4.5-hour drive from Brisbane to Tara, and we're talking west. So this is definitely outback Australia. It's very different from where we would normally go. Well, where I would normally go, but Jen's got family squirreled away out that way. So we've been there a couple of times. With the festival itself and the camels, I'm going to throw it to a category. is it... The category I'm going to go into here is say hi to your mum for me. And I think this is really on point. Camel races, would it be good for the boomers, for the older people, for your mother-in-law? Jen?
Hard to say.
No.
Could go either way on that one.
It's a no-brainer.
I don't think they'd enjoy sitting out in the heat, in the sun, and just, no, probably not.
I'm going to say no. I disagree with you. This is catnip for boomers. I use catnip a bit, but boomers were there in droves. They're all in their grey nomad mobiles. They're all in their campers. They're all around Australia. This is like a magnet for
I'm
them.
basing it on our mothers, though.
Yeah, my parents would go. Not
You
now.
reckon?
They're too old.
Yeah, well,
And not... We were diving into the category of whether boomers would love this. I think it's an absolute magnet for the grey nomad crowd. Jen, you disagree.
based on our parents was the only thing.
Oh, okay. Well, individually, yes, they're very much retired. Mine in Tasmania and yours actually live in Tara. Well, some do. And the others probably wouldn't be that keen to go out. So I kind of get that.
Might be a bit too much for them, I think.
But the roaming grey nomads...
Oh, they're all over it. They love it.
That would be 100% for them.
And look how many vans were there.
Yeah, well, that's it. There were thousands of them.
I'll actually look that up and we'll pop it in
The
as
little
a
notes
note
at the bottom.
so that you can see. Oh, and there was a couple of photos, I think, that the festival actually put up of the campgrounds from overhead before and when everybody was there. So I'll put those in there as well.
We've got a couple of those as well, so we'll definitely share that or steal them. So that's there.
No, we'll put credits on there. It's okay.
Of course. The big draw card I felt for the Boomers was that it had live music, which was kind of old school, kind of country old school, weird line dancing. Not line dancing. Just was really varied. I'm struggling to remember it, to be honest. But there were shady spots for them. They could go and grab a coffee or a cup of tea.
Or a $6 beer.
A $6 beer. I'll definitely come to that.
That was a
'cause
draw card.
It was definitely worth the chimichangas. There were a lot of people there other than Boomers, I have to say. There were a lot of locals that had come from far and wide. There were a lot of blow-ins like us. We got to wear our country hats and cruise around, feeling the I don't want to say vibe because I say that a lot, but really feeling the vibe of the place and really
The energy.
getting it. The energy, yeah, exactly.
The ambiance.
There were a lot of things for the kids to do as well. We didn't go in there, restraining orders aside. There were stage plays with dinosaurs on them and lots of animals that they could play around with. So I felt that it was really good for an entire cross-section of people to go and see. They really catered for everybody. There were even some surly teenagers and early 20-somethings getting on the beers.
Yeah.
So they were really loving that as well. I'm going to just go into, chimichangas, which is looking at whether it was worth the money. How much did it cost to get in?
The tickets were, $100.
And that was for 3 days.
That was for, the whole time. So that basically covered from Friday right through till Sunday. And I think if you wanted just the Saturday pass, it was $80. So it worked out a no-brainer to go, we'll get the
You might as well get the $100 one for the 3-day pass. That gets you in the gate. You wander around, and as you can see if you're watching the video, you can see it's really open plan. You're not crammed in there, so you can really wander around at your own free will. Which I
and
thought
it was
really
very
good.
well organised, I found, to get in there. Like you drive in and there's people on the gate and they check your tickets and they give you a wristband depending on what ticket you've got and they send you off to the car park, which was, again, very well organised for the amount of people that were there. So, no, that was good.
Yeah, and I loved how they got around the whole, they didn't have to be licensed to sell alcohol. So you go and buy tickets, your beer tickets essentially, and then you hand the tickets to the kiosk where they're handing out the beers. And they were $6. $6 beers.
Yeah.
Which was
And $6
excellent.
Kieran's.
Kieran's.
Unheard of.
Yeah. So we got into that pretty much most of the day, which is great. I didn't have to drive, so I really appreciate you driving us out of there.
Yeah, well.
Brilliant. The food trucks and coffee was also exceptional. I was really surprised.
Very
by how good
pleasantly
it was.
surprised at the food.
The cost of that wasn't extravagant as well, so you're not breaking the bank completely.
I think it was about average. What was it, $6 for a coffee or something like that, which is pretty standard.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So that was fine.
With that, I was going to say a word that I'm not going to say anymore. With that, definitely worth the money to go. You're coming out with some change, I think, if you're going in there looking for beers and food and coffees. Where you can drop a bit of money is actually betting on the camel races themselves. They're more this is more an observation, but I think they're more it's not a serious event, because a lot of the camels that they were going, some were not really running at all. Others looked like they were, on fire and pelting down the track.
Some were just in a mood and didn't really want to do anything.
But they also re-ran the same camels over and over and over again, which was interesting. But it was good. Look, as the day got on, everyone was getting a little bit more salubrious and really into the cheering on of the camels. We had a win.
We did.
We won our money
Had a
back,
couple,
I
actually.
suppose. So that was fun. The Yabbies, of course, we can talk about as well. A lot of people were dropping money on that left, right,
Serious money on those.
and centre. Yeah. Would it be better with certain add-ons? So, was it missing something, Jen?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay, compare it to other shows.
Well, you can't.
What do you mean you can't?
You can't. You couldn't really compare that to something like the Ekka or the Melbourne show, because they're completely different.
Well, I'm gonna. I felt it needed show bags in my mind. It needed more.
But it's not about the show
stalls.
bags. It's about the camels.
Yeah, but the camels were kind of like a side event.
And they had all the merch.
The merch, you mean, for the event itself, the festival?
Yeah.
Well, I've actually got a separate little thing about that, which is a bit of a gripe.
I don't see what show bags would bring to something like that, though. Because I think it was more about having all the stalls there with, like, the handmade goods and things like that. You had a lot of different people with their stalls, and they were selling their stuff. So
which was cool. Kind of very much a market atmosphere with that, which I really did enjoy.
Yeah.
But it did feel like some people had just come with their crap from Gumtree.
Well, some did.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what you get in show bags half the time anyway, so...
Well, I don't know. I would have appreciated a birdie beetle bag or some sort of commemorative camel bag or something. I felt that could have been done. I would have liked some farm machinery to look at, like big tractors.
Bit of a John Deere stall or something like that.
Yeah, show me more of that. There was an Outback Outfitters sort of thing, which was pretty cool. So we picked up some merch from there. I thought the actual, because you touched on it, the merchandise itself could have been a lot better organised. How long did you stand in line for to get merch?
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Because they only had one merch stall.
But what did we get?
Well,
I say we, what did you get?
Okay, so got I got Mum a tote bag, which she quite liked. That was good. Got a pen, because you always need a merch pen. We got a camel beanie, which we'll put a photo of in here, because we did request that it would be provided ahead of today's episode so that Sean could wear that. But unfortunately, it's been lost in a vortex of a teenager's bedroom, so that didn't happen.
Hasn't come back.
I got Jim a shirt, the work shirt, which was bright blue. Still don't know how he feels about that, but he said he was going to wear it, so we'll see. Stubby coolers.
Yeah, they were a real highlight.
Colours,
yeah, they were quite good, actually.
which are good. Is that all I got? I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all.
Yeah, okay. So the merch was good. It was good to commemorate that. And
a hoodie. I bought a hoodie.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
With the camel on it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I got a beanie. Now I'm remembering
We're all over this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's definitely what we bought.
It's every 2 years, so I think you've got to definitely get the merchandise and that sort of stuff. Another category is, will it get you lucky with the missus?
Oh, probably not. You'd be too drunk.
That's kind of where I was going as well. Do you feel lucky? If you stayed there and camped there, I reckon you would, because you could have some day drinking, go into the evening, watch a concert, a little bit more drinking, slide back over to your
Again, too
tent,
drunk. You'd just fall asleep.
Yeah, it's probably likely you'd get the beer drip whiskey dick going on. So, it's not going to happen, is it?
I've never heard you use that term before.
I know, I'm bringing it back. It's really exciting. Some unexpected surprises. What do you think some unexpected surprises were? I've got some interesting ones.
I'm going to say Deb and her cohorts winning fashions on the field.
I was going to talk about that. But yeah, you go.
Well, you can expand on it. Well, that was
describe it for the viewers.
Oh, Deb or the costumes?
Both.
Can't really describe Deb.
No,
she's an entity.
Yeah.
She's an entity. She's amazing. There was a group of them that decided to head out to the camel races. Now, to put it in context, they went to... Where's the other big one out west? Is it Charleville?
I did do some research on other camel festivals that are out there. And there is one that I can't find at the moment, but it's every 2 years as well. It's kind of like alternates. But I think the one you're talking about was done a couple of weeks before, or even 2 weeks before.
No, it was last year, and they went out west. I'll look up where it is, and I'll put the details here.
Put it on the ticker.
Yeah, they did that one last year, and there was a group of them that went out, and they all dressed up as nuns and priests.
That's right. It was. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And they won.
They won. You had to fly there. That's going to annoy me that I can't think of the name. I'll look it up.
It's not Boulia.
No. Somewhere very well known. Anyway, they headed out to Tara for this one. And again, all dressed up. But the costumes that they had were phenomenal.
Yeah. If you're watching the video, you can see it pretty clearly. But for those that are just listening, describe it.
So if you think Arabian camels and sheiks, so half of them were dressed up as the camels, which involved some skin-coloured, I don't want to say thermals, but that sort of gear from Temu, blow-up camel outfit that went on like overalls, chef's apron with some voluptuous décolletage on the front, shall we say, some bling, headscarves, all that. Sorry, just rattled my bracelets then. And then other ones dressed up as sheiks, basically. Yeah. So you had like the sheiks and their camels. Yeah. And yeah, they won. It was amazing. And they also donated the prize money back to the festival, which I thought was really good. So that was cool.
They won. And there was a lot of people invested in the fashions of the field. So there was a lot of people there who took the effort to dress up. Some people put bugger all effort in. But everyone was loving it.
Everyone
it was a beautiful day.
Yeah.
They were up there on the beers, and some of them involved their family as well, which is pretty interesting. But they were, they cleaned up, and as you said, they donated their prize money to a charity, which was really cool.
I think another unexpected one for me was the quality of the food.
I had that down too. Yeah.
Really, really good food.
There was a smokehouse.
Oh, yeah.
I got their card and everything, and now I can't even remember it. I'll put it on the ticker. But their burgers
we are so well prepared today.
Were so good. It was smoked burger, smoked meat, and it was just so delicious. So I went back just for the second day just so I could go back and eat more of that. Yeah. One of the unexpected surprises for me was the yabby races, understanding that people put in hundreds of dollars to own a yabby. And if it won, you won the pot. And you get to keep the yabby too.
If it lost, you get nothing.
Yeah. But you had people going into groups and then putting it out there. And I thought that was really, really cool.
Thousands of dollars.
The other category we're just going to tick off here is, well, would you do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. 2 years is a good gap.
Yeah.
With the events, it had a great atmosphere. It was pretty well organised. It was a fun day out. Would we camp? Yeah, maybe if we had the gear. But it's living so close, probably not.
Yeah.
We can describe a little bit about where we stayed while we were in Tara. You'll see some amazing pictures if you're watching the video of just how outback it is. But we stayed in this nifty little caravan, didn't we?
Vintage, as Mum would call it.
Vintage caravan. It had been renovated, kinda done up.
It was very pink.
It was blue, wasn't it?
It's pink.
I was pink inside.
Yeah.
So we got a nice couple of pictures of that, but that was excellent to stay in. It was the outback piece and quite cold, but it was a really good experience. Overall, I'd definitely go back again.
Yeah, I think so.
I did do some research. I found it now about other camel races because we talk about, is it the best? Is it the apex mountain of camel races? And I think
we
don't know because we haven't been to any others. One of the other ones we could directly compare it to is this one in Alice Springs.
That's
in
a
Boulia.
big call.
Yeah, I had a look at it on the web, and it is described as being on the edge of the Simpson Desert. And it's got some real Mad Max vibes going on, or Burning Man. I think if you went out that far...
Alice Springs is pretty remote.
Yeah.
So
I reckon you'd find that would probably be very comparable, but a different world almost entirely. So Tara Camel Festival, or what is it called officially? Is that what it is?
Festival of Camels?
Festival of Camels.
I'm going to go with that.
It was really good. Had a really good fun time.
Yeah.
Still think it could have done with a Birdie Beetle show bag, but cheap beers, fashions of the field, got to mix it up with the Outbackians, and we wore our adventure hats too.
We did.
Which was really exciting. And so we give it a big thumbs up. Great. Well, if you've gotten this far, keep listening. We've got other podcasts to follow. The video and pictures of this is up on YouTube. Like and subscribe. And we'll catch you soon. That is our grumpy Staffy who wants us to leave.
I'm not looking at her.
No, best not. Don't entertain the beast. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.